All right, just finished the Montreal trip. I thought it was appropriate to do the closing video in front of my town center emblem there, town of Essex. It's a beautiful night after 4 days of riding. All the way up, 11 hours the first day. We did about 4 or 5 hours the second day, 4 hours the third day. And then back today was probably about 7 or 8 hours. So saw the F1 race in Montreal. It was incredible. So the whole reliability project. Turns out zip ties are what got me home. The issues were I hit one really big pothole on the highway, and the oil cooler 3D printing broke, so that came loose. And the mount for the gauges and the windscreen broke as well. So I'd played around with different materials trying to decide what to use when I was printing, and also learning about the printing settings and how dense to make it. I found that the different materials, I didn't see a huge difference between the carbon fiber ones and the PLC and the other ABSs. But it turns out I didn't really have any spec. I didn't do any testing to really have a criteria. I just decided it was strong enough from what I was doing because I really didn't have any use case stress that I could set a spec for. I had no spec. So without a spec, what happens? You just go find out all the variability and how it's going to be used. If I was the customer, does that seem familiar? The customer finds out where the failures are because you didn't have a spec or you made up a spec that wasn't attached to anything. And then the other thing was I had to make a decision with the starter. The starter was being inconsistent, and I had to decide, am I going to try to swap the starter out or figure out how to handle it? And I only had one instance where it didn't work. It didn't start. So we were able to pop start it. It was right at the Canadian border, right after we went through inspection. So they were trying to figure out why we were running and pushing the bike, but it worked. So that's kind of interesting. That worked out. I had the plan B. And I'm kind of curious too as to what's going on. Is it an electrical issue or the starter itself? So I'm going to continue to work on that. And of course, I have a bunch more of ideas for the bike now. So the project is going to continue. But what's also cool is this is the Essex Shipbuilding Museum, where they still will do woodworking and make older ships the way they used to. This used to be the cutting edge technology in Massachusetts way back in the 1700s or so, right here down at the harbor. So anyway, that's it. That's the Ducati Montreal 3D printing, 3D scanning project. So there'll be more chapters.